Good morning students. Today in this class we will discuss about discovery of proton. So first of all, protons are discovered by Goldstein. Protons was discovered by Goldstein. Okay, he used perforated cathode in the discharge tube experiment and repeated J.J. Thomson experiment and observed the formation of anode rays. Okay, so next one, in this experiment he used H2 gas inside the tube and here he coated zinc sulfide screen. Here he coated zinc sulfide screen. Okay, so next one, when he applied high voltage to these H2 gas, he observed there are certain rays travel or coming from anode to cathode. Okay, when he applied high voltage to these H2 gas, he observed there are certain rays coming from anode to cathode. Anode to cathode. Okay, he observed certain rays coming from anode to cathode. Okay, so these rays also called canal rays. These rays also called canal rays or anode rays. Anode rays. Why we called it as canal rays? That means here he used perforated cathode. Perforated cathode means cathode with lots of holes is called perforated cathode. Okay, so these gaps is called canals. Okay, so the rays passed through these holes, that's why we called it as canal rays. These rays move through these holes. Okay, that's why we called it as canal rays, and these rays coming from anode, that's why we also called it as anode rays. Okay, so next one, in this discharge tube experiment, Goldstein used H2 gas inside the tube. So these H2 gas, when he applied high voltage, these H2 gas absorb energy and loses electron to form H plus ion. Loss of electron to form H plus. Okay, these H plus is nothing but proton. These H plus is nothing but protons. Okay, these H plus ions. These H plus ion moved from anode to cathode. Okay, the rays having positive charge. The anode rays or canal rays having positive charge. Why? Because when we apply electric field and magnetic field, these rays, when we applied electric field or magnetic field, these rays deviated towards negative side of electric field or magnetic field. That's why these rays having positive charge. Okay, so next one, let us discuss about properties of canal rays. Properties of canal rays or properties of proton. Okay, first properties of canal rays depends on nature of gas. Properties of canal rays depends on nature of gas. Okay, whichever gas you take, that particular positive ion is formed. Okay, whichever gas you take, that particular positive ion is formed. That particular positive ion move from anode to cathode. So the properties of cathode rays completely depends on what gas you took it to the discharge tube. So you took H2 gas, you will get H plus ion. This H plus ion is moved from anode to cathode. When you took helium gas, helium atomic number 2, mass number 4, okay, you will get helium plus 2. Loss of 2 electron, you will get helium plus 2. Okay, helium has 2 electrons. Okay, so when you take helium gas, these helium plus 2 ion moved from anode to cathode. That's why, so whichever gas you take, that particular positive ion move from anode to cathode. Okay, so this is a first property. Properties of canal rays depends on nature of the gas. Okay, next one, the smallest and lightest positive ion, the smallest and lightest positive ion was obtained from H2 gas. Okay, the smallest lightest positive ion was obtained from H2 gas. Okay, so this H plus ion is called proton. From H2 gas you will get smallest lightest positive ion, that is a H plus ion. This H plus ion is nothing but proton. Okay, second property, E by M value of anode rays depends upon nature of the gas. Okay, so last class we already discussed about E by M ratio of electron is constant for all gases. If you take electron of oxygen, if you take electron of H2, if you take electron of other gases, the E by M value is constant because electron property do not depends on nature of the gas. So E by M ratio of electron is always constant, but E by M ratio of canal rays or proton is not constant for all gases because canal rays are depends on nature of the gas. Okay, this is a second property. Next one, E by M value of anode rays is maximum when the gas present tube is hydrogen. Okay, the E by M value of anode rays for hydrogen gas is 9.58 into 10 to the power of 7 coulomb per kg or 9.58 into 10 to the power of 4 coulomb per gram. Okay, this is the E by M value of anode rays for hydrogen gas. Okay, E by M value of anode rays is maximum when the gas present in the tube is hydrogen. Okay, that means the E by M value of the proton varies from gas to gas, but in the case of electrons, E by M value is uniform for all gases. Okay, so next one, here how can we say when we take H2 gas in discharge tube, the E by M value is maximum? Because hydrogen having only one proton. Okay, so one proton mass is very less. According to E by M ratio, if the particle mass is very less, E by M value is more. That's why only for hydrogen gas the specific charge of the proton is maximum. That's why only for hydrogen gas the E by M value of the proton is maximum. Okay, when you take helium gas, you will get helium plus 2. Helium has 2 protons. 2 protons. Okay, the E by M value of helium is very less compared to hydrogen gas. Okay, this is the reason for the E by M value of anode rays is maximum when the gas present tube is hydrogen. Next, last property is the behavior of these particles in the magnetic field or electric field is opposite to that observed for electron or cathode rays. The behavior of these particles in the magnetic field or electric field is opposite to that observed for electron or cathode rays. Okay, this is a discovery of proton. So next one, discovery of neutron. Neutrons was discovered by Chadwick by bombarding thin sheet of beryllium by alpha particles. Okay, it is neutral charged particles. Okay, so this is the alpha particles, this is a thin sheet of beryllium. Okay, so when these alpha particles bombarding with beryllium sheet, you will get a new particles. That new particle is known as neutrons. When alpha particles bombarding with beryllium sheet, you will get new particles. That new particles is known as neutrons. Okay, here reaction is alpha particles is, this is a alpha particles, helium to 4. Okay, this is alpha particles. When these alpha particles bombarding with beryllium sheet, okay, you will get neutral particles. This neutral particle is known as neutrons and also form carbon atom. Okay, so it is a neutrally charged particle. So next one, E by M ratio of neutron is 0 because it is neutral particle. E by M ratio of neutrons is 0 because it is neutral particle. Next one, the mass of neutron is slightly more than proton. Mass of neutron is slightly more than proton. Okay, so the mass of neutron is 1.00898 atomic mass units, where proton mass is 1.00759 AMU atomic mass units. The mass of neutron is slightly more than proton. Okay, this is a discovery of neutron. So next one, the important particles of these fundamental particles are given below. So first one, particle symbol electron. Electron symbol is E. Proton symbol is P. Electron, proton. Neutron symbol is N. Okay, so next one, mass. What is the mass of electron, proton and neutron? In AMU or unified mass, electron mass in AMU or unified mass is 0.00548. Proton mass in AMU is 1.00759. Neutron mass 1.00898. Okay, so in grams the mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 28. Okay, in kg you will get 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 value. Okay, so next one, proton mass is 1.672 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. Okay, and neutron mass is 1.674 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. Okay, next one, charge. The charge of electron is -1, charge of proton is +1, neutron is a neutral, so charge is 0. So in terms of coulombs, charge in terms of coulombs, -1.60 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. This is for electron. Okay, next one, proton. For proton, plus 1.60 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, and for neutrons 0. Okay, this is a important properties of electron, proton and neutron. These values are very, very important for calculating the problems in this chapter. Okay, so all of you remember these values. Okay, thank you.